Import filings don't usually get people excited, but this one's worth paying attention to. Trade databases in the Philippines and Vietnam just flagged two new Sony model numbers, WH-CH730N and WH-CH730, and both are tied to headphones that a lot of budget shoppers have been waiting on. These filings point to successors for two of Sony's best-selling affordable models, and if the pattern holds, we could be looking at official announcements sooner than most people expect. So let's break down what's reportedly coming, starting with the model that's generating the most buzz. The more interesting update here is the Sony WH-CH730N, which is expected to take over from the current CH720N as Sony's go-to budget noise-canceling headphone. According to the import listings, it's launching in 5 colorways: black, white, pink, blue, and beige, so there's clearly an effort to make this thing stand out on a shelf. But the bigger story might be under the hood. Rumors suggest Sony could finally give this line a foldable design with reinforced hinges, which has been a common complaint for a while now. Tension, there's also talk of a jump from Sony's V1 processor to the newer V2 chip, aimed at tightening up noise cancellation, especially with higher-pitched sounds and voices, an area where the outgoing model has reportedly struggled against the competition. Now, before anyone gets the wrong idea, this isn't expected to be the same processor found in Sony's flagship WH-1000XM6. Skeptics suggest the V2 chip is leaning on improved algorithms to close the gap without pushing the price into premium territory. Building anticipation, on the connectivity side, reports point to Bluetooth 5.3, possibly even 5.4, along with LE audio support, which would bring this budget model surprisingly close to current wireless standards. Confident, battery life is expected to hold steady around 35 hours with noise cancellation on, and slightly better efficiency could stretch that past 40 hours total. On the other side of the lineup sits the Sony WH-3005, tied to the WH-CH530 filing, and this one seems to be sticking to what already works. It's expected to keep its lightweight, all-day comfort design, but the color lineup is getting a refresh, dropping beige for red and mint green. That brings the total palette across both models to 6 colors, which is a solid variety for headphones at this price. Feature-wise, expect multi-point Bluetooth, LE audio support, and compatibility with Sony's Sound Connect app to carry over, with possible small improvements to call quality and connection stability. Here's where it gets interesting. The FCC confidentiality window for the WH-CH730N reportedly closes on October 20th, which lines up with an IFA 2026 debut starting September 4th. That would also mirror how Sony launched the previous generation, side by side rather than staggered. On pricing, nothing is locked in yet, but if history repeats, the WH-CH530 could land close to its predecessor's $69.99 starting price, while the WH-CH730N might sit somewhere between $129 and $179, depending on the final spec sheet. Nothing here is official yet, but between the import filings and the FCC timeline, Sony's next budget headphones feel closer than a lot of us assumed. Which one are you actually waiting on? The noise-canceling CH730N or the lightweight CH530? Drop your pick in the comments, hit like if this saved you some scrolling, and subscribe so you don't miss the moment Sony makes it official.